Hi, this is Austin at DB Services, and today I'm going to show the Perform Find by Natural Language script step that was introduced in FileMaker 2025. So high level, what this script step does is you can send a prompt to an AI model of the data that you want out of your FileMaker file, and it will convert your regular natural language into a FileMaker find, and then it will perform that find. So in order to get started, you're going to need a couple of things first. First being you need to make an account if you don't already have one with an AI model provider of your choice. This particular demo file and video, we will be using OpenAI, but there are options on these script steps for OpenAI, Anthropic, and Cohere, but there is an option for custom as well. So once you have your account created, you're going to need two things from that account. You're going to need your account name and you're going to need the access token. So once you have all three of those things in place, you should be all set to get started. So here we have a products table with just a bunch of different types of food. We have the name of the food, we have description of the food, how much the food costs, those three pieces of information. I'll go ahead and get started with this first button here, which is find request. Uh, so this is one way that we can use perform find by natural language. There are actually three different settings that we can use: find request, found set as JSON, and find request as JSON. So the way that this one works here is that it's going to take whatever my prompt is. So this first example, I will use this show me all products over $10. It's going to take this prompt, it's going to convert it into a FileMaker find, and then it is going to do that find. So once I click this button, it's going to take me into a found set on this table of all the products with a cost of over $10. So once I click this button here, it's going to run, and there we go. We obviously got some results here. We're now in a found set, and if we look through here, all of these records are over $10. The next setting here is found set as JSON. So this one is a little bit different. Yes, it is still doing a find, but no, it is not putting you in the found set like this button was. What it does instead is it will return that found set to you, but it will package it as a JSON. So when I click this button here using the same prompt, instead of doing a find on this layout, uh, it will send me this big JSON with a bunch of different objects in it for each of the records in the found set. And as we can see, all the costs for each of these are over $10. So the last option that this script step can do is find request as JSON. So this one actually is not doing any finds. What this is instead doing is generating a query to FileMaker that you would use if you wanted to do this find. And it's returning that to you as a JSON object. So if I click this button here for the same prompt, it's showing you the layout, and it's showing you the stuff that it would enter in to get into that found set. But it's not actually doing the find itself. As you can see, it's not returning any products. It didn't modify our found set at all. All it's doing is just showing basically the behind the scenes of what the AI is telling FileMaker uh, when it is running those finds from your prompt. I will go ahead now and look behind the scenes at how this all works. Before you start using the AI script steps to communicate with the AI model, you first need to configure your account. So we have this little subscript here that requires two things. It needs the account key and the account name that we entered in earlier at the beginning. So once you have those things, you use this configure AI account script step and you pass those pieces in as well as whatever model provider that you're using. Like I said before, options are OpenAI, Anthropic, Cohere, or custom if you're using something else. So you run this script step, and as long as there wasn't any errors, then your FileMaker solution is hooked up to that AI account, and you should be good to start using it in your other script steps, like perform find by natural language or others. So we're calling that here, making sure the account is configured. And once that goes through, we then move on to the next step, which is configuring a prompt template. So this is another script step that we have to call before we use perform find by natural language that requires a couple different pieces. Basically, what this is doing is it's um, giving the AI a more detailed prompt uh, of what you want. So we have this big, much more detailed explanation here, which will factor in the user's prompt as well to give you what you need. So the first thing you need to pass in here is a template name. This is just an arbitrary text value. You can use whatever you want. This is just to differentiate the different templates from each other. So if I had multiple here, uh, you can give them different template names. So that way, when you are actually implementing this script step here, you can pass in whichever one is relevant to your needs. Next here, after you fill out a template name, is you need to put in your model provider. Once again, we are using OpenAI for all this stuff in this demo file. And then your template type. So there are three of them. The one that is relevant to us in this file is find request. Anytime you select any of these, it will actually update the prompt in here. So in case you didn't already notice, when I clicked SQL query here, it completely updated this prompt, and now it's something totally different than it was before. These are like auto enters, so it'll automatically populate with something, but you can still edit it, so you can kind of fine tune these for your unique purposes. They already work very well by default, but if you want to get a little bit more detailed, you are more than free to do so. I'll go ahead and change this back to find request, and note that once I click find request, it's going to change that prompt automatically to fit the find request. And there we go. So once you have your prompt template set up, it's going to be passed in to the perform find by natural language script step. So regardless of how you use this step, keep in mind we went over the three different types earlier. You can do it as found set as JSON, or find request as JSON. Regardless of which version of it you are using, all of them are going to require a couple things. First being that prompt template name that we set up earlier up here. You pass that in. And they all will need your account name, the model of the AI that you're using. Keep in mind, we're using OpenAI, and we are using specifically GPT-4o, but this is, of course, subject to change. We also will need the prompt for all of these as well, this being the prompt that the user types in. All of them need those few pieces, and the found set as JSON and find request as JSON will need a place to put the results as well. So this top one here, find request, all this is doing is it's doing a find. It's not really like returning like a proper response. It's just executing a find. But these two are returning JSON objects. So your response target is where that JSON object is going to be stored. In this case, we are storing them in a variable called response. And then down here, all we're doing is just opening the windows if needed to show the response. Um, Yeah, that is everything for the script. It's a very simple script step, but as we can see here, it has a lot of versatility. It makes doing complicated finds easier than ever because even somebody that's not very familiar with FileMaker or isn't super familiar with how find mode works can very, very easily get the data that they want with little to no headache. That is everything for this script step. If you would like some help integrating this script step or anything else to your FileMaker solution, feel free to contact us here at DB Services. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.